Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Swift Media Live broadcast of the ZRacing Series. This is the Lap It Up series for April. It is April 1st today. And the only April Fools we've got for you is it looks like the Oculus. Is it the Oculus? No, it's the Pro Vision. I'm not sure what exactly. I don't own this specific VR equipment, but has made it into game. It looks like a few people have figured out how to get rid of it, or not wear it. But it's definitely an interesting one out here today. Happy April Fools, everybody. Hopefully everybody had a great Easter weekend if you did do celebrate. And let's jump right down to the racing. We're going to get right into the B's. It's 3 laps. Champs Elysees. Lap it up. Well, it's in the name, right, Dave?
Yeah. It sure is, 3 times in this case. So, yeah, Nathan, is this covering your mouth now? That's my concern. I mean,
the riders can't breathe.
I know the saying about breathing through your nose, but I mean, this is over the top. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, happy April Fools. I'm not a big fan of this because I've already almost been fooled 5 times today by looking on the web. I don't know if you saw the bike that Trek has coming out, the denim finish. That certainly,
no, I'm gonna have to check this out. Actually,
right.
I have no idea.
Plenty of creative people.
Oh man,
plenty of creative people in the bicycle industry really use this day to flex. That's for sure. So Nathan, here we are, Champs Elysees. You know, Tour de France is not going to Champs Elysees this year to finish because of the Olympics, and I thought that was interesting. I'm wondering if you know. Trivia question to start things off as we come out of the tunnel. What was the first year that they went to the Champs Elysees? They certainly didn't do
They said it recently. Time. Yeah, I want to say they've been there for 50 some years.
Yeah, you're good.
Something like that.
Just like,
yeah.
I'm going to guess. So if you're 42 years old right now, what year were you born in then, Nathan?
81.
81. Okay. So 75. So you were 7 years old.
No, I wasn't 7 years old. There was 75. I was not born for another 7 years.
7 years from being born. Excuse me.
Exactly. Yep,
right.
Yep. So
I was 7 years old actually. So they're a little older than that. You know, it's crazy too. Everyone remembers, or Americans and most people certainly remember, Nathan, when Greg LeMond won on the time trial there. Historic, won by 8 seconds, as Laurent Fignon had just such an emotional ride. But there's another American that won on Champs Elysees. And I'll put that trivia question out there for everyone out in the chat. Who's the first person? I'll even give you the year. 1986, an American won on the Champs. Who was that?
I want to know now. Yeah, chat, help us out.
I'll tell you, Nathan, when you're ready.
Trivia for chat. Who won? Now everybody's Googling. No cheating.
That's easy
to Google. Come on now, guys. Come on now.
Right.
No cheating. Let us know if you can get that one. The other American it would be amazing to know who the other American was.
And when you're ready, Nathan, I'll give the answer. But this group right now riding a pretty steady tempo here.
What's going on with Dan? No. Manalo. Not good to see. He went back to it looks like he's hanging out at the waterfall instead of riding his bike. Oh, man. What's going on here, Manalo? The tank is too full. And usually somebody who's a danger man when it comes to the racing. So we'll see what happens here. As me, I don't think 3 seconds back now at this point. Not sure he's going to be able to get back on terms. Now, looking at this, Dave, they're about to hit this climb. There are power-ups available out here today. I believe we've got Steamroller as well as the Feather power-up is what we're going to be looking at. And it looks like Dan's got a connection fail. He's not going to be getting back in. Well, the nice thing about Lap It Up is he could jump in with them later on and get a good roll around, maybe work for a teammate perhaps, would be the only other thing that we could see happen out here today. For Manalo, but about to hit the climb. We'll see what their kind of attacks across on the A category. Just real quickly, I do want to highlight how they're riding this, and it's pretty full gas here. Stuart Way from WLC up and over the top. It looks like it does look like. What is that name?
You know who's here? Holden. Come on, Nathan.
Oh, Holden is here. Well, if they can't get rid of Holden, which it's going to be tough with the kind of fitness we've seen him coming into Zwift Games with, I have a feeling this is going to be a full gas sprint for Holden through that final section that we just saw these riders come through just a moment ago. Now, it does have a nice little downhill here in just a moment as they come around the, what do you call this up here, Dave? You know all the names.
The Arc de Triomphe is
Arc de Triomphe.
Thank you. Napoleon built that to celebrate a big win, a big W for France there. As we take a look, Holden Cameau is who we're talking about. If you're not familiar, he certainly comes in as a decorated Zwifter, as one of the, I'd say, greatest of all time. In the sprinting department, certainly, this group coming back together. Nathan, listen to this murderer's row. Last week's winner, if I remember correctly, although we're into a new month with Lap It Up, but Arnaud Jean-Roch racing for ESRT. Kirkfield, the Dragon, is here. John Verme, also from ESRT. They've been bringing their A-plus game on Mondays. Holden Cameau, who we mentioned. Jan Bauer. Robin Anderson. So ESRT is now using this as a training camp. It looks like, Nathan. James Young in the field. So this is quite a group that we've assembled here and out here for 3 laps today. Nathan, I'm going to bet dollars to donuts, a classic American saying, that this comes down to a group sprint today.
Yeah, I think it will. We'll see how it goes here. Now they do descend now, take a little right-hand turn down into that underground tunnel that we saw early on. And then it's a flat out about a K or so, maybe less than a K after that to the finish line. So we'll see how these riders play it out. It's all together here in the A category. Let's jump back on over to the Bs, as that is going to be our main coverage up front here. We'll jump in with the Cs after this here. It does look like Toby from the Zwift Club now making a little bit of move off the front. Liking the kit setup here from Toby, as now it's an interesting downhills to new uphills. Is that going to work out here today is going to be the big question, as who is TDF 2026? This is that rider who said, I think he's putting this in the name because he's letting us know something about
he's manifesting
tour. Yeah, exactly. What's going on with 2026 is what I want to know.
Well, I think he's just saying, hey, look, I'm not going to make it in 2024. He's being realistic, Nathan. He's giving himself some runway. He's saying by 2026 he should be ready. So
he looks like it. I mean, look at him. I mean, he's going to take the baby carriage with him probably too.
Yeah, just doing some adding extra weight onto the bike to just have
training.
himself that much fitter. Right, yeah. Makes sense to me. I dig the spirit, though. That's for sure. So, Nathan, this group here on Mondays, it's always worth noting for folks who, I mean, there's got to be 1 or 2 folks each week that are new to the broadcast at a minimum. This is a month-long stage race in air quotes, as there's really a lot of caveats to that. You can race multiple times on each stage, so you can find a faster group if one exists, or you might get burned and end up just on a ride with a slower group. But either way, the more chances you take, the better chance you've got to get a faster time. It doesn't always end up in a sprint, so the GC, the general classification, plays out in a very unique way. I don't really know of any other series, Nathan, that I'd compare to what we do with, in this case, Lap It Up in the month of April.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Is there anything like it? I mean, really,
no,
what could you compare?
I mean, there's not really. I mean, as far as GC contention goes, you've got some of the community races, where, the mountain level chances thing is where it changes up, though, isn't it? It really has this ability almost on the hour, every hour throughout the entirety of the week to throw down, good a time, try and get your buddy together and look at how fast you can complete this course to get a better GC time. And that is really unique in Zwift as far as how many opportunities that you have across GC, for that time. So it is a pretty cool concept. And we do see people out here sometimes even using it as a team time trial, or at least a group time trial amongst some of the faster zones. This noon Central Time USA tends to be one of those where we get a lot of riders showing up and pushing the pace. Now today, for me though, I feel like broadcast helps a lot. I feel like this B category though are watching each other a little bit, looking for the W rather than the time. Whereas in the A category, it is full gas right now. I'm just going to jump across there because as things are calm right now here in the A category, 2 seconds up, and it's Jean-Roch, Kirkfield, Podzaline now, all making moves across the eights.
Nathan, you make some great points there. And, one of the things I compare it to is showing up at a party that you're not exactly sure what to expect, right? Where every race that you end up in, I mean, sometimes someone's going to go hard from the gun. That's going to change the dynamic in a major way. Sometimes the paces very differently. There's so many factors to play in, and ultimately, pretty quickly when you're on a day like this. That's Michael Podzoline we're looking at, a Wahoo LaCole rider that has become one of our favorites as well. But Nathan, when they go out hard and just keep the accelerator buried down on the floorboard, you're going to know that you chose the right day if you're here for a GC time through the month, the classification time. This will be a good one. You're in the right group. There's no, look at this right now.
Look at this guy, 5.8 watts per kilogram on the front. Absolutely hammering here now. 5.488. This guy we'll see how this goes. This may be a flag. This may be a little bit of a, sometimes, Zwift will flag some of these things. We'll see if this one does get flagged. I'm not positive if it will. We'll jump across, but go ahead, Dave. I'm jumping back across the bees as they make their attacks.
Boy, Nathan, that's a real interesting moral question there. When you're in a group like that, you're like, look, I think it's pretty cool that we're cruising along this fast for our GC time, but I recognize that this might not be completely legit as well.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Right? What do you do? Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I guess you just ride your bike and shut up.
He's and maybe it's a really, really, really low heart rate. Now, there's also that. There's that, reality perhaps there. JB74.
Honestly,
I wonder if that's age. There could be that there as well. But Laurent here from SWAT, though, from Canada. Now 4.65 watts per kilogram for a moment off the front. He is using steering. You can see him all the way on the left-hand side of the road right on our screens. Sagstuen now out of Norway sitting on the wheel. It looks like Roland trying to come across, but nobody able to jump in that doesn't have the steering. They're not giving a wheel here, Dave. They're playing this pretty cutthroat right now, aren't they?
Well, it's interesting. So, okay, that just tells me, Nathan, if they're not giving a wheel, guys aren't working together, it definitely has a vibe that would not work for a team time trial. That tells me these guys are here racing for the win. Right? They're not worried about how fast this group gets to the line. They want to be the first guy in this group over the line. And I fully respect and understand that. There's going to be different mindsets that come into the race. Laurent is an in-house artist. I appreciate that effort there. Voila is right. Well done there for the Quebec-based rider, you have to think.
And I want to highlight here real quickly this new kit in game. Newer. SWAT has not had this for that long. This is a newer kit for sure. Great
First
to
time
see
I've
this.
Seen it.
Yeah, I'm liking it. Nicely done. What does this say? Just pour le fun. Is that what? Just for fun?
Just for the fun.
Just for fun. Hey, look at that.
All right.
My French is horrible, but I'm at least got that one. So a little bit of a kick off the front here now.
That was a starter translation sense.
Gabby'd probably get that one.
They use that with 4-year-olds, I think.
Gabby's literally on the bike next to me just real quickly and listening to something on Netflix in French so that she can get better at her French, which would be her fourth language. If you didn't think she was just a fast bike racer, what the heck is my life? I can't keep up. Okay, but now off the front here, what's going on? Is this going to be BB now coming out of Portugal? Nice little move. No heart rate monitor, though. Oof. One thing in ZRacing that is required if you want a result is a heart rate monitor. And so heart rate monitors are required. So at least, though, he's making a move. Spidel might have seen that there's no heart rate monitor, but we'll see if they respond.
And to be fair, it's not outrageous. So get that heart rate monitor so that you can get that result, because it's certainly the kind of racing we like. And you make it spicy like this, nothing wrong with that. And the numbers are not bananas. You can see he's starting to fade a little bit as they're closing it down. So BB, just get that heart rate monitor for us and you'll be good to go.
100% for sure. As the attack's being made again, Sagstuen now coming out of Norway. Nice little move here coming from the Vikings. And now he can't exactly see what is going on the road, it seems like. That's why he's all over the place. It's not Zwift Plays. It's actually the Pro Vision that's in the way of his vision at this point.
I'm just glad that the mouth isn't covered. I finally got an angle where I can see.
Oh, my gosh.
That they are able to breathe.
Did you know that there was a Paperboy one once? Did we talk about that? Have we talked about that or no?
No. I did not know that.
At one point for April Fools, they added Paperboy to the game where you could go different places on Zwift and throw papers, yeah, at things to collect.
So
like
that was
points
my
or
favorite
something.
video game.
And that was my favorite April Fools by far on Zwift.
Bring it back.
100%. Why isn't that just a game where you could just throw papers at people
Absolutely.
and things and the Yeti and you just throw? I mean these fans. I didn't have the fans in the background for a while. Now let's turn this up. You could throw it at these fans since they're so loud in Paris. I mean, like.
Maybe I do understand why they don't have it now.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at our front group, Nathan. These are the Bs out here. They're now starting to push the pace. So I don't think this is for GC as much as just make it a rugged ride as they're through the middle part right now. It's 3 total laps. I would think, Nathan, for anybody who knew just a little bit about bike racing, probably the most, Paris-Roubaix coming up this week, the cobbles, Champs Elysees, these are probably the hallowed grounds that even non-cycling people would know about. You've heard about it, kind of thing.
That's a good point. And you've seen images of racing on this.
Yeah, right, exactly. Sure. It's iconic. But the thing that I don't think people get is how hard this course is, right? I mean,
Saksuin is getting an idea. He went on the attack on the climb, and now he's on the back here. Maybe playing a little smart, though, as he tries to get his heart rate down. But there's attacks out the front. I mean, you see separation happening. Dave, you thought Lap It Up was just going to be hang on for laps. Look at this. They've only got 37 left in this main pack here. We started with 89 out here today.
Yeah, I think the deal is, Nathan, that this course is so hard that's why I'm anticipating a bunch sprint, is that trying to attack and go solo on these cobbles with all the factors at play, it's rugged. Taking a look now at our man TDF in 2026, this is a solid gap opening up right now. A couple of seconds is about as much as we've seen out here on the Champs, but the peloton right now, almost like a cat playing with a mouse.
Yeah,
Dan is
the Rhinos.
Back.
Dan's back. He's pulling, though. He's just pulling. He says he's going to pull. I like it.
Is he down?
What's that?
Is he a lap down?
Yeah, he is 1 lap down.
Okay,
exactly.
Right.
He is 1 lap down. Christian Brown now he is from the Rhinos. He was on the front a moment ago trying to bring things back together, still doing a little bit of a work. Manalo, though, because Manalo is in here, Dan, and willing, it looks like, to do the work, I have a feeling nothing is going to get away now at this point. You got a rider like that who's willing to pull anything back and then keep the speeds high. We'll see, though, if he keeps upsetting the apple cart. But now it's going to be a counter here from Brown, perhaps. Lots of people fighting for position here, Dave.
Do you have our sprint comparison tool available, or rider comparison tool? If you do, Nathan, I'd like to see, that was Christian Brown you just had up there against Scotty P. And this is going to be based on completely
is
on
Scotty
their
P here today?
picture.
Is he actually here today?
I thought he took the start.
If he's here today,
blue
watch
hat,
out.
Scotty P.
He might be hanging out and waiting for a sprint then. Scotty P's always somebody to be watching out for if he shows up. I haven't seen him in a while, though. So it'd be cool to see if he is here.
Well, if he's got a pretty funny profile pic. And I think that if you had to, my question would be, which of these two would you hire for your accounting job? Scotty P or Christian Brown?
See if I can find him. I'll see if I can find him. You might
That's
have updated his profile then, because it used to be like a Zwifter. I'm not sure he showed today, though. Is he here?
Wearing a baseball hat would be the one that I was thinking of. So it's Scotty P. He's using a Kenyan flag now, but he's got a Montreal Expos hat on. He's a level 65 Zwifter.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him out here right now.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
We'll see if we can pick him up.
He was on our start list. That's fine, Nathan. I was just sharing a chuckle. So, all right, let's take a look, though, at this group, because they're making this hard right now. I mean, even small gaps opening up through the first 6 riders, and you can see that nobody right now is going to be feeling too comfortable as this group strings out. Not quite single file, Nathan, but as they rapidly come up on the final lap here, this drop down into the tunnel here. When you look at the course profile, it's interesting how this right here, they're about to hit a good place to launch yourself.
Yeah, you can kind of roll down into this downhill section, take a ton of speed through here. You are seeing some riders now using that feather power up in order to burst over the top just a little bit there. Now, on the final lap, which they're about to hit here in just a moment, you'll most likely see, a whole lot more attacks through there to really start to ramp things through. Now, you can see here, 23K is what the finish is going to be. They're at 15.3. I want to kind of try and judge this, what the actual distance from that downhill and that little bit of a uphill bump into the finish line actually is, because I really think it's about a 1K-ish to go. Roll it if you were to go for it there at that point.
All right, so taking a look at a spear-shaped peloton, telling me the effort remains strong. And it's worth, I see in the chat, I probably shouldn't have looked, to tell you the truth. I broke my own rule. But this is a unique day of racing in many, many ways. And we talked about it last week, but trying to focus on positivity is a good thing out here. There's no dual verification. So this is not the Grand Prix. It's certainly not being taken at, I guess it's just a different kind of day.
Yeah, not being taken at it's casual, fun racing for sure. There is some verification.
Get your effort in, have some fun, right?
Yep,
I mean, that
100%.
definitely is the point. But this is not going to be qualified as an Olympic level event.
Nope.
Understood.
Right, so now with one to go here, all back together here in the B category here. Reynolds is on the front. He's kind of been doing a whole lot of efforts actually here. Reynolds not familiar with this rider, coming out of the UK. He's got the Training Peaks kit on, so most likely he's attached. If you didn't know, that's because the rider's most likely, I think you have to actually attach your Training Peaks account in order to.
Linked your.
Now, it looks like he's a little young, though, to be riding Zwift.
See, that's where it becomes, like I get young folks want to be on Zwift, but I feel like that's extreme. Apparently it's just a free for all.
It's just let babies, dogs, somebody's cat. We've got Mr. Tickle. I mean, this is getting out of control, people. All right, one lap to go. One to go. Get a little bit more serious now at this point here. As I think everybody's kind of starting to look at each other. And now at this point, we're going to start talking about who is going to take the win in this B category.
So Steamroller and Feather. Steamroller on a day like today, this is where it really shines, doesn't it, Nathan?
Yeah, Steamroller's a good one today, I think, when it comes to this section. Now, whether or not that's going to be the most advantageous versus the Feather's a big question. It
Probably
does last a lot longer, but I think the Feather's where it's at.
I would agree. I think the Feather is really going to have the impact that you're looking for if you're trying to win this race, that's for sure. Another big effort on the front. Look at this rider in the Z jersey trying to go clear at this point. And Nathan, that's going to be
Roland.
That's
Roland. Is
Roland.
That what it is? Yep. Yeah. Why Roland here now? Nice little move. 179 beats per minute. Totally unfamiliar with this rider coming out of France, actually, in that ride on jersey. Nice to see here.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, Manalo. That's a kick, but that's for the sprint. Dan Manalo here making a move just for fun. He's one lap down, and he's just trying to get this sprint section or at least kick something up, I think, a little bit here. Nobody's really going to respond to that, I don't think. I think this is, they know he's one down. He's just trying to get the fastest time through the sprint. Everybody else battling it out here in the back. We're going to see if there are any splits that do take place now at this point. LaForest now from Optimum, now coming up out through. It's going to be Toby from Zwift Club. Sagjutson here as well. Flashland from KC. And are there any splits? It's going to be the big question here. I think it may all come back together. We may get some stragglers here, Dave, but I think it's all going to stick together. But perhaps now Sagjutson able to make a move off the front. He's getting distance there, Dave. There's more speed from him than everybody else.
Well, and certainly that Manolo move, as you said, Nathan, being a lap down, a red herring, and it doesn't look like anybody took the bait out here, but this is going to be interesting now as we take a look at Sagjutson has been one of the most aggressive riders throughout this event. Nathan is there now getting down to the nitty-gritty here, coming back around, and let's see what happens. Yet really the damage being done there at the back third of the group. A bunch of riders sitting up here in the sweet spot. Nathan aren't going to be too concerned. Engstrom now coming over the top, so the Swedish rider now hitting with authority. It's just body blow after body blow being thrown, but no one able to do substantial damage to the peloton.
Joel Engstrom here with a little bit extra left in the tank, it looks like, coming out of Sweden as he comes up over the top. And I think they're keeping him well within striking distance. All Grupo Compacto here now still at this point. 1 second, but with the speed differentiation and not a whole lot of work having to happen out the front. This is going to be Speidel out of Germany, 48 kilometers per hour. Engstrom continues, though. Little surprised that they're letting him dangle too far. Well, maybe not too far. I think they're going to bring it back. They're trusting now at this point, and there's plenty of power left in the legs, I think, from some of these riders who are sitting in it now. They think Engstrom isn't going anywhere. He backs off to 3.7. Little interesting steamroller there. Is that a national championship kit? It is, I believe. Or is that just the Canadian?
Sure.
I'm not sure if that's the Canadian kit that they get that they can use. I
want to say that's a Masters
kit.
National champion.
I think it is.
Nathan definitely was a national
yes, she
champion.
was.
Yeah,
from an Aeonian. Great to see her out
I remember doing
here.
the commentary for that. So, yeah, that's super impressive. Good for her.
There she is, Josie. Yeah,
right,
hanging out amongst this B category for the men. Nicely done to grab that national champion kit. And she has won that just over a little bit over a month ago. Now, real quickly, I'm going to jump across to the A's. They are hitting up their final K here to go. And we, exactly as we had said, it is that move that we were talking about. Chump Magic. Poggy and Fred.
Caleb Crabe there. Giving a shout out as requested to the Scottish rider, but this Chump Magic, I've never seen anyone get the registered trademark thing up there before. So well done there to Chump Magic.
This is a restart rider though. So is this? This
must be an April Fool's.
I think it's Jaden Yager. I think it's Jaden.
It must be. Good catch.
That's who I think. I mean, who else would make this move? It's either Jaden or it's Farm Watts.
Or Farm Watts, right. But
With
Hayden Pucker, probably, I'm going to go, well, either way. Well played, guys. That that's what April Fools should be, for sure, catching us on our heels for a minute. And this is definitely going to be, either one of those two have been just absolutely perennial threats in breakaway situations. But let's bring the kick home.
Yeah, it's going to be Rijkaard. Nice little punch there with that feather power-up. Where's Holden, though? Holden Camus coming through. It's going to be, I think, right to the line. Will he make it happen? We had called it out, 1,200 watts. He just barely gets Rijkaard, which is almost unheard of. Woo! And he didn't even have a feather. Woo! Holden Camus with almost 1,500 watts to the line. Definitely, you could actually go watch a replay of that, I think, over on his...
Did Ingo
Twitch
hit the
right
feather
now.
late?
I think
Ingo
it was
come in a little late with the power up there.
I don't know. I think maybe because
We'll
it did last
replay.
a little long. It did last pretty long. I will grab a replay of that, and we'll be able to get you an idea of exactly whether or not that was a little bit late. Now, we're back in with the B category, though. They're finishing up here, and as they do, it is going to be on the front, not Jones. We got to go back just a little bit. Almeida? Nope, not Almeida. It's our TDF friend who's making a roll for it. It looks like 5.3 watts per kilogram. He's gone. I think he made a counterattack here onto the downhill, Dave. And, from that downhill, you can roll it through the pack, go off the front. Will he be able to hold, though? That's going to be the big question. 5.7 watts per kilogram. Now, they're going to have a lot of speed onto this downhill here. He now, Foudre, kick, BB's going as well. Swat now, 7 watts per kilogram here. I think they may still have this within striking distance, but they're going to have to work for it. BB now up and over the top here. Out of Portugal. Nice little kick with the feather power up. It's only 4 seconds up, Dave. I think they're going to be able to catch him if they commit.
Well, this is, definitely going to make the catch. I have a feeling there's going to be discussions about a lot of this as we take a look now into the final few meters. Obviously blown to bits now.
Laurent, Swat. Early. Well, I wouldn't say early. Nicely done with this
It's a long
steamroller. It
Yeah.
is. And 6.5 watts per kilogram. Going to make the catch. It's a smart move, actually, in my opinion, now at this point, from Laurent to use that in order
Still
to
a long
keep
way
that
to go.
speed. 8.37 watts per kilogram. Engstrom trying to chase. I think Laurent's going to make the catch here, and he might be able to win this one outright.
Catch made. I think that this is much more likely to stay away. We're down to about 400 meters here.
It's a tough one, though, to stick here, Dave. I've tried this before. Before the corner, they come like a freight train in the sprint in just a moment here. Bien here out of Ireland now. 9 watts per kilogram over the top. He's got his steamroller as well. 10 watts per kilogram. He's going to get it. There it is. It's the second kick. Swat's going to have to settle for second, maybe even less than that as the rest of the pack comes galloping along, but it's going to be Bien to the line. He waited for this moment. The Irishman takes it down. Laurent from Swat now. He's going to be the next one maybe to hang on. No, he's caught right at the line by what? Who was that?
Still gets third.
The draft be with you. Nicely done. Yoda? Is that Yoda? I don't know who that is.
Boy, I don't either. The Norwegian there for second. I'm trying to flash back on my Star Wars knowledge, which is pretty limited, but I don't think it was Yoda who was known for saying, "May the Force be with you."
May the draft
be with you. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
Right.
Gotcha. You're right.
Oh, but hey, again,
right.
Okay. Don't use me as your Star Wars expert, please. But Nathan, that was, when you look at a sprint like that, as drawn out as they get. I mean, you really, by the time you come out, it's even going into the tunnel almost that it starts. But that's one of the just mentally, you got to wrap your mind around being uncomfortable for quite a while there to finish up on the shelf.
It's actually, some of the worst pain in Zwifts I've ever been in is on this specific sprint.
Hobbles, the whole thing.
Well, it's the way it sets up because people are so willing for some reason on this sprint to make these kind of moves.
It goes on forever, doesn't it?
Exactly. Just forever. Right. It feels like it's a never-ending drag race to the line, and I think I've seen in the 180s to 190s on this kick because it is this kind of just drawn-out, never-ending kick to the line.
It tricks you into going too early as well as all your colleagues in the race. And then once you've committed to that sprint, it just drags on and on and on. And it's certainly – so we're in with the C's now with a little over 2K of racing as we head into the penultimate kilometer. It looks like the German here with the ridiculously hard last name to pronounce. Trig?
TRG? Turg? Turg. Might just be Turg.
Turg.
Good question.
Yeah. Come to Steamboat Gravel with that name, you would not have one vowel on your start sheet there.
Who is AJ Road to A? He's got a YouTube channel, it looks like. This guy's probably streaming.
From Czech? Is that right? Check the flag here. It's been a while since we've had a flag check.
Flag check. Flag check for the Czech.
So the C's right now.
It is the Czech Republic. It is the Czech Republic.
Czech. There you go. Czech, yeah.
Nice little kick.
The same thing, Nathan.
Kevin
a little
Osborne.
rider.
I like it.
Well
we know
known.
this guy. He is in the chat most likely watching right now. 7 watts per kilogram. But Dave, Paul Smith, watch out. ART, he's hunting.
Uh-oh.
He's hunting. He's sitting in.
Kind of
he's
course.
waiting.
Yep.
He's waiting. Can he make it happen, though? Smith, usually the man to beat when it comes to the tactics, but he's sitting in at this point. Are they going to get the better of him? It's a lead-out train, essentially, for Smith. Well, he's fighting for wheels. They're not on Herbert. Herbert and Better, they're getting away here, it looks like now at this point. Army Cycling still up the front, but Dave, 5.3 all the way to the line? I don't know.
Yeah, me either, Nathan. This is going to be absolutely brutal. You can see how Zwift play really is an advantage on a finish like this. Guys, welcome to the Thunderdome. 3 riders separating off the front. There's still a lot of horsepower back behind. Who kept their powder dry long enough out here, Nathan? As we go into this finale here for our C's, it's starting to look like, are these 3, did they crack the code or not? Boy, a couple hundred more meters with a gap like this. I mean, it's still at 5 seconds here, Nathan. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think Herbert, the 5 seconds, they've sat up behind. It's between these 3 now at this point. Jay Herbert now out of Germany, he's going to lead things out, and he's just going to set it and go. He's got to power up. There it is. It's going to be the steamroller. Herbert now with 6.2. Kevin Osborne, I think, is completely done. He's put all of the effort that he had already out on the table here now at this point. The card's been played. The chips are on the table, and it looks like Herbert, he's going to hold on now at this point. Kevin from Army Cycling, unable to come across, still pushing 5.3. It's going to be for a podium. podium spot at this point. Better trying to hang on as the group starts to gallop behind Herbert now. Gonna hold on. It's gonna be Kevin Osborne now rolling for second. Better just gonna hang on. No, Paul Smith nips him at the line for third. There's Smith. Gets the podium. But Dave, sometimes the tactics
He's
and the
still
kick
gonna be
of the
banging his
sprinters,
handlebars.
right? Well, I mean, because he's got great tactics for a sprint, but that doesn't mean he can close the gaps without a pack working for him, does it?
Hey, this is where, I mean, it is, when you look at it, very few riders have the luxury of having teammates here to chase back late race attacks. So it's always an interesting discussion, Nathan, whether this is a team sport, an individual sport. I think the answer falls somewhere in between, to tell you the truth. But that's a good example of how hard it is to win a bike race all by yourself, even if you are the best sprinter on paper.
100%. Well, look here, Dave. We've got sellers selling on the front right now. Watts for sale in the marketplace. 241, 173 beats per minute coming out of Scotland. But Malloy, he's on a gravel one by, letting everybody know. It's very important to know that out of the USA. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But I absolutely love it when, just so you know, I'm on a gravel one by. Unless that's like some sort of branding or something. But he's on a gravel bike, and he's probably training for some sort of gravel race if he's on the gravel bike, wouldn't you think?
I think a lot of people are, to tell you the truth. I have been amazed to see, you know, there's always going to be the sophomore slump that you worry about, but gravel racing, really, I mean, this season, it is where it is at here in the United States. And it's nice to see that over in Europe, they're starting to pick up on it even more. But Nathan, these guys are going all in right now. I was talking to an athlete last night, actually, who was talking about how insane the level is in gravel across the categories. Like, this is a rider who's gotten into cycling the last couple of years that I'm coaching, and she was like, what is going on? I was like, cycling's just getting huge in the U.S., and gravel is the scene that's growing right now. It makes all the sense in the world. It really does. It's a safe, fun community. There's so much overlap with our Zwift community out there, Nathan. The mindset of positivity, supporting others, doing your best. It's awesome. So here we go. Same thing here. Less than 1K to go. A very select group has come together here. Zwift Cushion Daddies are here, Dave. Zwift Cushion Daddies. Ben Turner. Can Ben Turner make it happen? Wright's here, though, Dave. It's going to be Fagnon, Turner, Taft. Turner sitting at 0. What is going on with Turner? Did he have no? He's just insanely smart about how he puts his effort out. He just did 0 watts per kilogram for like 3 seconds or something, sitting in the draft coalition with AV. Now to the front, it's going to be a rider that has the provision on, because everybody does. Malloy. Now he's on the one by. It's the one by making the move. Gravel or tack. All right, how can you not be pulling for this gentleman as he hits with authority? Downtown Payne City, meet your new mayor. It's Malloy, unless they can figure out a way to disrupt this. But I think he's got it, Nathan. The Lion King's making a chase. It's in his name. Oh, no. Lloyd. Here comes Lloyd, the Lion King, right? Can he make it happen? Let's go. When is he going to make it? I don't know. It's Malloy. Malloy. No, coalition. Coalition to the line. AV makes the kick. No, he's not going to do it. It's like it changes up 50 times. Oh, my goodness. He got him. He got him. Nice job to You got to be kidding me. Oh, man. What's up, Lion King? Bananas. Lion King. Dude, what is going on? Akuna Matata. No worries. The Nigerian on NZ, bro, ends with the final statement and the W. Drum toe. Excuse me. It was drum toe. It was drum toe. YT is YouTube, I think. That's what's going on there. Oh, yes. I will be subscribing at YouTube at drum toe. I'm there. Wow. I'm subscribing. That's a great That's one. How you build how are we doing, Nathan? We're just over 14, right? We need to do a collab with Drum Toe. How are we doing? It's a good question. We're doing well, I think. I feel like we are. You know, it was great to see we crested that last. Every time you go over another 1,000, if there's a little bit of a yeah. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Now, let's get a quick little look here. It's taking me a second to get the replays here, everybody. Apologies on that.
So what was the question we had? For the A's, I was wondering if Ingo Reichart had possibly played his
that was
power
it.
up a little
That
too
was
late.
it. Let's take a look at that, actually, for that A category. Then we'll start jumping across a few more of these categories. But
Ingo's a very experienced Zwifter as well. He's one of our GP, the athletes that's been competing at the highest level.
Well, we saw this Magic, Poggy, and Fred, who is, I believe,
so
Jaden
this was
Yager.
not Jaden Yeager. I saw Jaden in chat saying it wasn't him.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
At least that's the way I interpreted the chat, anyways. And then people kept saying Jammers.
Oh, it may have been
Niall
Jammers. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Jammers. I wouldn't be surprised.
So Niall is a pretty reliable source too, or even better than pretty. I won't qualify it, Niall. I'll just say that you're a reliable source.
So here's Reichart with that feather power up. Now the feather power up's a little bit longer. Holden with the kick. Essentially everybody tried making. This was one of those situations where everybody was like, "Well, I'm going to go for a championship," but sorry. We've got a Tyson situation going on here versus, I don't know. Ooh, that was close.
That's not a guarantee that Holden even won.
That was really
he probably
close
did.
Here. No, I'm not trying. It's not just Holden. I mean, the two of these going toe to toe is, it's just game over. Like that. What I'm trying to say is that once these two went, there was bike links the moment they went. It was just,
you know what? To be fair, if you thought you were going to win today, you showed up at a gunfight with a knife.
Yeah, against these two. Look at this. Insane. But I'm not sure he got that. That was really close there.
That's close enough that if I was Ingo, I'd say, let's take a look at the photo. If that was an in real life race, as they would, believe me, they'd be circling back around to the van. In real life, Nathan, I guarantee you that the first thing after you finished your calling the winner, you'd turn around and you'd see the director sportif for those riders saying, I want to see the photo finish, please. Because they would.
I got it. I found the photo.
Close.
I found it.
There it is. Look at the difference there. That is absolutely insane, and it speaks to exactly why Holden Camo is a flat-out living legend. He didn't even do 10 watts per kilo there. It's almost hard to believe.
Maybe there was just some reason it didn't grab his 15. Something happened.
I was thinking that was average power, and that's why I was like, "Oh my gosh, that seems little interesting." But taking a look there at Holden Camo on top of the table with Ingo Reichart for second. It's Kerkfield in for third, Richard Brockval for fourth, James Young in fifth today, Stuart Way in sixth, Matthias Wahlbeck seventh, Charles McCarthy already posted his dual verification, I heard. Charles McCarthy in eighth. Yeah, he is the best. As far as just quality human beings, Nathan, he's in the pantheon of greats.
He let me know it's Jammers, too. He actually messaged me on Discord during the broadcast and said it was Jammers.
Guy's honest game. And so's Michael Podzoline there. Nice to see Michael back with us in ninth today, and Jan Bauer. That's quite a top 10 that we've got today. Thanks for racing.
And we're not showing it on ZwiftPower either, so Dave can actually read the results.
Thank you, Nathan. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. All right, Mark Edwards in for 11th, Luke G in 12th, Arnaud Jean-Roch in 13th. It's Jake Saunders for 14th, Carlos Flores 15th. 16th today for our A's is Bruno Machado. 17th is Rob Smithson. Frederick Nilsson in 18th, Sadra Kafshain in 19th, and then Cedric Jean-Roch in 20th. You know we go top 30, and there's 21st with Thomas Nielsen in 21st. 22nd is Nicholas Fournier. 23rd is Anders Broberg. Tobias Van Toledo in 24th. Seb Corman, 25th today. 26th is Satkus. 27th is Dave N. Neil Linford Relf in 28th. Chump Magic, which we confirmed was Jammers, in 29th. And there's the picture to confirm it. And Rudy Nussbaumer in 30th. So that's our A's. Nathan goes above and beyond.
Does Chump Magic deserve a verified badge, just so we know? Come on. Of course you'd want to give somebody with that name a verified badge. All right, real quick. We saw the early attack from the man going to the TDF in 2026 with the baby carriage at 5.7 watts per kilogram, but he got closed down by Laurent and BB. Engstrom there also trying to hang on. I love this move from Laurent. Swat in the new kit, showing off the digs here, Dave. But it wasn't to be, I don't believe. I think he was caught right at the line, but it was a good move by Laurent.
Yeah, and it's courage, and that's what this is all about. You know, even heroes fail, my favorite saying now. And I would have to say that when you look at just the carnage and everything going on out here, look at the zigging and the zagging back there with the Zwift plays in effect. This was bananas as we come into the last 400 meters here for our bees.
BN with the monster attack. Good timing there into the little bit of a descent, up into the little bump. Now there is that 1% bump. Nice kick through there. That's where you can get a lot of distance because of that little gradient. Then it does go downhill and you can carry that speed. 58 kilometers per hour, flying on the Champs Elysees into the finish line, able to hold off, and it was not going to be for Laurent for second place even. He had to settle for third because the draft be with you was able to get the better of him for a podium spot for second there. So that is the situation. As you can see, it's going to be Ben N and Maurius and Laurent. That's your top three, Dave.
Yep, there we go. So that's your podium, Ben N, and then Marius full side with Laurent in third. But Inge Torkelson ends up fourth. Tom Hagman for fifth. Paul Stevens sixth. Making the top 10's a big deal in our Bs. And Andrew Peakman did it in seventh. Toby was there for eighth. Zwift to Tour de France in 2026 in ninth. And then Guillaume Laforest in 10th. 11th place. We'll do the big reveal with Richard Golser there. It's Jorn Sagstuen, who is very active today. Good job, Jorn. CJ, he was 12th. In 13th was CJ Barrelton. 14th, Raphael Cooper. Or, as Paul Kimmage's brother, Rafel, may he rest in peace, but I believe it would be Raphael. In that case, Fabian Flachstand in 15th, Kev Miles 16th, Jason Jacoby in 17th, Reacher in 18th, H. Grunberg for 19th. 20th was Luis Oliva, but we go top 30 here. It's one of the features of Mondays, and it's Joel Egstrom in 21st. 22nd was Christian Speidel. 23rd was Jeremy Van Nie. In 24th, it's John Bamber. Siri in 25th. Michael Thorne in 26th. 27th was Juan Iradir. In 28th is Matthias Illum. 29th is Kevin Heyman. And then 30th for our Bs was AJC Moraes. I think they had 84 starters in that group.
Back over to the C category, Kevin Osborne with that late attack up and over the top of the bump out of the underground section. Kevin, 5.1, got caught by Herbert. It's going to be better there making the move as well. Now, these three would stay away. A different situation as they were caught right at the line with Smith grabbing that third place, but these three was the conversation. It was Herbert up and over the top of Kevin Osborne. I saw Kevin Osborne actually in chat. He's saying real quickly here, went early, not just to be in front of Paul. He's letting us know as they got some battling going on here. I love that the Monday crew has some inside chat as well as competitions going on week in and week out here. Now Herbert, though, 193 beats per minute with that big roller coaster. Yeah, I think just a little bit here for sure. I'm not familiar with Jay Herbert, honestly. I don't know if I've seen this rider in the C's before. Nice kick here from him.
Hey, that's Nathan. That's exactly why we cover them, right? To explore the world and meet new riders like Herbert, who is super impressive to win with that kind of panache. Taking a look at a slow-mo photo finish here with an absolute explosion at the line.
Yeah, listen to those. The crowd even goes slow-mo for Paul Smith.
So you'd be throwing a newspaper at them, huh? When you came rolling through?
100%. Paperboy that guy.
Paperboy
that guy. Oh, man.
All right, let's go ahead. You had to watch the whole show, I think, to get that callback joke.
Yeah, you better go back, Nathan, you better go back and watch the whole show just for that.
I do think I'm with you. I think a great idea would be to have some type of standalone Zwift Paperboy game. I'm going to have to talk to some engineers.
Somebody?
But, hey,
somebody. You have to talk to somebody.
I don't know who to talk to. I was going to talk to you, Nathan. But all right. So Jan knows who to talk to. He's the gold standard out there. So you know what, Nathan? I'm starting to think that this our graph here showing 15 seconds watts per kilo, that's not correct. It's showing us their average watts per kilo throughout the event.
Because no, not at 6.4. I don't know. Like there's something I don't know what that is. I don't know, but I think the average watts per kilogram was 2.6. But we're gonna look into that. Thank you. I think we are gonna look into what's going on there. I'm gonna see what ZwiftPower is reporting there too. It's a good call out.
But you get what I'm saying.
I get 100% what you're saying. Yeah. I'm seeing 17.3 from Holden actually over on ZwiftPower. So that number that
it was calling him at 9.9.
Yeah, it's not correct. Not correct.
Sorry, don't want to throw any shade on ZwiftPower, but
no, ZwiftPower is actually the one that's got it correct.
ZwiftPower's right.
Our stuff is for some reason showing it incorrect.
I don't want to throw any shade on me. That would be Jan Herbert, Nathan. That's what's important. He's on top of the table, right? These results have been verified, certified, and guaranteed. So we've got now Kevin Osborne in for second, Paul Smith for third. Tom Better ended up fourth today for our C's with Lewis Wood in fifth. Harry Robinson found sixth. Grew, Nathan, there he is, seventh. Great job today, Grew. Jesse Norton in eighth. Adrian Montanes in ninth. And then James Stevenson rounds out our top 10. This is our C's that we're looking at after 3 laps on the Champs. It's Stefano Cafati in 11th. Adam J. 12th place, Benjamin E. in 13th, Max Turg in 14th, Cookie Monster for 15th, Sune Palskar in 16th, Freddie Lillingston Price in 17th, Rune Granik in 18th, Vitor Ribeiro in 19th, and then Tord Akerman is 20th for our C's. Let's look at the top 30, though, with Christoph Balke in 21st, E. Jensen 22nd, Pete Edelson in 23rd, Dion Meyer for 24th today in our C's. 25th place went to Robert Dolphy. Sindri Valdemarsson, 26th. Sander Jensen in 27th. Kirill Sevchenko in 28th. Rano Preus in 29th, and then Guillermo Rubio in 30th there for our C's today.
Well done. Well, back on over to our D category. It was Malloy, our man from the gravel world, making the move. It looked like we thought he was going to hold on, but that one by not quite enough for the sprint, is it, Dave? It looks like AV tried to hold on, but a drum toe over the top right at the line. AV for second. And I believe, though, our man Malloy was able to hold on to the finish line for that D category. That was the sprint situation for the D category. Loving to see all of the regulars showing up for the battle in the D's, and it was going to be Tosin YT at drum toe. I'm going to check him out.
Yeah, shout out to you, Tosin. Great job and great timing out there as well. That's a big part of sprinting. Alistair in there for second, and Scott Malloy for third today. Hero status unlocked by our entire podium. Hans Bjorling in fourth. It's Sean Powers Kelly in fifth. Jamie Wright. Is that Aeonian's Jamie Wright, one of the founders of Aeonian?
Is that actually? I'm going to double check here real quick.
Maybe not, because I think Jamie goes by Jamie Lee Wright. So maybe a different Jamie?
No, it's not. I don't believe
different Jamie Wright.
Yeah, it is different.
Hey, shout out to you, Jamie Wright, in sixth today with Ben Turner in seventh. Joel Teft in eighth. Dimitri Fagion in ninth. And then Steve Culliford for 10th. These are D's that we're looking at. They raced 3 laps on the Champs today as well. Paul W. in 11th. Kara Sellers in 12th. Lloyd, we're a big fan of you. Nice to see Lloyd, the Lion King, in 13th. That's what Zwift community is all about. Nathan, A's, B's, C's, and D's. You never know where you're going to find the coolest folks. And Lloyd, I'm really glad we met you. Oliver Goff in 14th. Scott Jackson, 15th. JS Support Ukraine, 16th. You bet. Dan Over in 17th, Pingo in 18th, Thomas Oleron in 19th, and then Marcus Ailfield is going to be 20th today in our D's. Jose Pereira in 21st, Barry Grant Duncan is 22nd, Daniel Court for 23rd. It's 24th, 25th is going to be Jarno Timmer, 26th is Arto Casala, 27th is Ryan Majala, It's going to be 28th place for Chewy, and then 29th has Jeremy Lestien, with 30th being Mina R. All right, that's our top 30 for the Ds.
Well, thanks everybody for jumping in with us for the Lap It Up Series, race number 1, stage 1 on the Champs Elysees. Now, remember, everybody, if you want to get involved and get into the Z Racing, this is a GC competition that you can try and get the best time on throughout the entirety of the month. This stage will be available all the way until Sunday night. I think Central Time for me, it ends at like the final one is 10 p.m., I believe, Sunday night for me, right around there. So if you want to do jump in, go ahead and get into one of these. Show up with some friends, see what kind of time that you can get, because you definitely can throw down and challenge out here. Now, if you want to check the GC times, head on over to ZwiftPower.com, and in the leagues, you should be able to find it. I can actually show everybody real quick. It also tends to link it over on ZwiftPower.com in the event as well. But in the leagues, in the leagues at the top, you can find the little hashtag for Lap It Up, I believe is where they will be at, and you'll be able to find them there's a whole lot of leagues, actually, so you have to do a little bit of searching through there. I think it's also linked over on the events as well. So, Dave, we're doing the World Cup team time trial this week. We are still trying to figure out what zone is going to be the most interesting to cover. Well, at least that works with our schedule, because they're all really interesting, but we will be definitely checking the times throughout the day and making comparisons about where they are at compared to the other times and where things stand. But kind of like we're not bringing back Platinum League. It's not the fastest of the fastest qualifying for a certain broadcast, but because it is EMEA Europe, we should get some of the fastest teams on the day.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. So that's Thursday that we're talking about there. I noticed the Support the Femmes banners were back in full force out on the course, and really wanted to highlight that. You know,
good catch there, Dave.
Yeah, and I think it's important to recognize, like, coming into the third year now of that event, what you can do out there is talk about it, be stoked for it, share the excitement about it. I mean, if you truly feel it, not asking you to do anything that you don't genuinely feel. But what I am asking you to do is, if you share a passion for women's racing and this event, please, it's a critical time. This third year is going to be huge. And if the numbers can even increase this year, and it's more than just numbers, Nathan, as you know well from what you do with Community Live, it's about quality engagement. And there is no doubt that we have some of the most passionate fans. So all I'm asking you to do is express it. Let people know. It's not even for Zwift as much as it's for women's racing right now, that we really, really need this event to get the love it deserves. So jump on board.
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited, super excited for the racing this summer, for the Watch the Femmes Tour de France. Femmes is going to be great, and you should see a whole lot of that, I think. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I have to pay off our trivia question. What kind of broadcast would ask a question and not give you the answer?
I'm looking back to see if somebody got it. Did somebody get it?
I don't know if anyone did.
I don't think anybody got it. Looking through the chat.
So Jeff Pierce in 86, running for the 7-Eleven team, a solo breakaway on the Champs Elysees. Imagine that.
How many times has that happened?
I think maybe 3.
Wow.
So since 75.
Did you watch that? Did you watch him do that?
There was no way to watch it in 86.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope there's cameras or something that got that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can go back and watch a YouTube, but I did not have access to the Tour de France on TV in 1986. Right. You would watch, basically, they would show you a recap show well after the event, is how you'd be able to see it if you're an American fan of cycling. I mean, listen, in 1986, if I wanted to get results for a stage in the Tour de France, we would have to go to the library and get out the microfiche and look at the New York Times to be able to figure out, and they would give you the top 10 GC and the top 10 on the stage. That was the only place you could find it in America when I was a kid. Think how much things have changed.
I'm seeing these pictures now. I did a little Google search, and he was ecstatic. I mean, you can see.
I bet.
I mean,
he actually worked for USA Cycling for a long time. Now is with Carmichael Training Systems, but Jeff Pierce was the director of athletics for USA Cycling up until about a year ago. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Huh. Yeah, there's some good Stage 25 1987 Tour de France Jeff Pierce over on YouTube.
And note that too, Stage 25 of the Tour de France. They did double stage days back then. There would be there'd be days where you would do a 100K regular road stage, and then later that day do a team time trial. Believe it. It's incredible how the sport has changed.
Wow.
25 stages over 22 days is what they did.
That's crazy. Holy cow. Well, it's worth going back through history, I think, when it comes to cycling. It's amazing. Well, we're going to see everybody on Thursday as well as Wednesday for the wrap, obviously. So it's the wrap followed up by Thursday World Cup TTT. And then we'll be back at you for some racing for ZRL for the Tuesdays after that. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, we've been live on YouTube, X, as well as Twitch. Go ahead and follow us on your favorite streaming platform. We really appreciate you. Also catch all things Zwift Community Live over at ZwiftCommunityLive.com. And on our socials, we like to interact a ton. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And we will see you Wednesday for the wrap, Thursday for TTT Day. As always, from Dave and I, right on.